Hello and welcome back to my Central Virginia garden. Today we are going to finish up a little mulching and we're going to plant some blueberries. I have very hard clay in this area, and so I'm going to show you how you can successfully plant blueberries in hard clay soil. Basically, we've been putting wood chips, doing these pathways because I did a video earlier about pathways and the importance of pathways and pathway management. Now, this is going to be an interesting area because I've got my blueberries here and I had a lot of decisions to make about whether I wanted to just extend my blueberry rows or kind of make a borderline edge on the end of this garden. And that's what I decided to do. That's going to leave me with a lot of pathway area. Now, what I can do with those pathways is actually grow containers there. So I can set the containers there, move them as I wish, and that just gives me a little bit more growing space. I tend to use grow bags as opposed to containers, but it gives me a little bit of flexibility. So to be able to plant blueberries in hard clay soil, the key is adding some triple shredded pine bark mulch. Triple shredded pine bark mulch is going to help you're going to add that into the native soil and kind of build it up. The blueberries want to grow their roots close to the surface and they want a very nice loose, a looser soil to be able to grow into. When I first planted blueberries here, I completely failed because I planted them like a tree or a shrub way too deep in this hard clay soil, and they just two of them gave up the ghost and two of them struggled like crazy and then one of those finally died. Eventually I moved it down here and repotted it, and it is actually thriving. So a lot of people say you cannot grow blueberries in clay. It's just really how you amend the soil. In addition to digging out the soil and adding in the pine bark mulch, I'm also going to add some fertilizer. In this case, it's a holly tone. You can also use a berry tone. Basically, it's going to have sulfur in it so that you're going to acidify the soil just a little bit more. Our soil here is relatively balanced, but tends a little bit more towards the acidic side. Nonetheless, blueberries love acidic soil, and so I do fertilize my blueberries every spring and at planting time as well. All right, Sage is here to help me, thank goodness.
Hooray!
He works for his supper. Hey, we're having Tucker beef tonight.
Is that right?
It's that ribeye I bought.
Tucker
Tucker
how are
beef.
you going to make it?
I'm going to make it perfect. I am. Any rate, we're going to plant blueberries.
I'm happy.
I know, I'm happy too. We're working hard for that Tucker beef. The Tucker family farms are here in Amherst County, Virginia. Have been here for a very, very long time. Great friends of the family, and Bill is now running the farm, and he has developed an incredible herd that is much sought after. So we are very happy to have run into Bill last night, and he happened to have a ribeye steak on him. So that's what we're going to have. Anyway, all right, so we're going to plant these blueberries. All right, so we're going to scrape off the top layer with the grass. We're going to move that sod. Then we're going to dig. We don't have to dig down too far. We can dig about like this, maybe 6-8 inches of loosening up. Then we're going to mix that for each of the blueberry plants. We're going to mix in 1 bag of the finely shredded pine bark. And then we're going to mix that in, and then we're going to plant the berries.
What does the pine bark do?
It acidifies the soil, and it also loosens it. So the blueberries are happy.
So you'd use that for like rhododendron?
You could use it for rhododendron and things, yeah. Now around here we have acidic soil anyway, but what we really have is heavy soil. So we're starting to dig, and you can see we're taking off the top layer of the sod. We'll go to about right here. Next, we're going to take this Hollytone, which is a high acid fertilizer. Even though it says for evergreens and azaleas, it's also very good for berries. So it is a 434 NP and K. Sage is going to lightly rake this in, and then we're going to go ahead and add into it the soil conditioner, which is just triple shredded pine bark. We're going to put 1 bag in per plant. Next, we're just going to mix this all together really well into the soil with a shovel. Notice how it's going to be kind of mounded up. The blueberries like that. They like to be planted relatively high. Again, I have an assortment of blueberries here that have different ripening times, so that you need to have 2 different varieties to get good berry production and pollination. And oh, that's perfect. Which one is that? Is that the Arlen? Or is that the Tiff Blue? That's the Tiff Blue. I know it looks like I'm being lazy, but my tripod broke, so I have to hand hold the camera.
She broke it on purpose.
Yeah, actually, Sage tried to kill my camera by axing it. It just missed the pickaxe.
I love being on video.
Okay, look at these. Oh, yay! So Sage, we did it. Look at these beautiful blueberries. So now we have a total of 12 blueberry plants.
I believe in blueberry supremacy.
Blueberry supremacy. All right. So we have done this task. Sage, thank you so much for your help. A lot of big help. And
it was my pleasure.
Well, I don't know about that, but we're gonna reward ourselves with, I don't know. We're now moving from a steak to pizza, but it might move.
Okay.
It might move back to steak.
You just have bad taste.
Well, I like both. I like
both.
So we will we'll see how these grow. I'm going to water them in, and then that's pretty much all you really have to do. So thank you so much for watching. I hope your garden is growing well. Take care. Bye. All right. Look at these pretty things. Look at these pretty things. Supremacy.
Strawberries are awful in comparison.
Are you going to rank berries? Categorize them?
Mangoes are even better, but
not a berry.
Mango?
It's not a berry.
Mango.
It's a fruit. It's a stone fruit.
No, fine.
Well, they are good fruit.